Guess the joke's on me. Why do I say that? Well, if you haven't read the news lately, General Motors has issued an insane recall. They are recalling up to 877,000 vehicles that are equipped with their 6.2 liter. So it's causing a loss of propulsion and total engine failure. They're being sued right now by somebody who's like seeking, $5 million because their engine went bad. So how did this happen? Well, the parts manufactured were faulty, unfortunately, and they didn't catch it in time. This is impacting years 2021 to 2024. Hopefully the 2025s have it sorted. I haven't had confirmation on that yet. General Motors had their sales were up, particularly on their trucks. Things are looking good. Their larger SUVs like the Suburban have been kind of down sales wise, but overall they had a positive past year or so. Yeah, so I started to kind of believe that General Motors was on sort of a turnaround, and it seemed like they were. Check this out. So here's a ZR2. Wonder how much this thing cost. And it has the 6.2 liter in there. I imagine they're going to have to replace that motor. All right. $78,564. I guess that's honestly in line with what you would see on the frickin' Raptor. And actually, it's less than the Raptor, but it's not quite as powerful, right? And we're at $78,715 for this high country. Put in the comments if you would pay 80 grand for a truck that has a bad engine. So their engines went bad with the crankshaft and rods, and they were using the wrong fuel, or I'm sorry, the wrong engine oil and filters apparently. So yeah, we'll see what they end up doing. It's unfortunate. General Motors, I don't know. I mean, their trucks are insane priced, just like everybody else, right? And their SUVs are even worse, the larger SUVs. So, here is a work truck trim, right? 2-wheel drive, regular cab work truck, 47 grand. So this just goes to show that trucks manufactured since the old pandemic are total crap. I mean, we've seen so many recalls now with just bad workmanship, parts manufacturers making crap parts. I'm dealing with it right now at my job. I'm having to completely redo massive engineering change projects and sort of scrap the whole thing because we ended up getting garbage parts. And the manufacturers are always lovely to tell you about it after the fact, right? And go, oh, we ran some tests and they're not meeting threshold. And I'm like, boy, thanks. We've now bought 100 of your antennas or something like that, right? It's ridiculous. And the OEMs here, I'd like to say that their quality control would catch something like that, but in reality, they're not going to, right? You've got like a year, basically, of full prototype evaluation for you to get these trucks to market. Now, keep in mind, this engine had been around for a long time, but it didn't mean that, you don't have to change part suppliers and stuff like that, right? Sometimes people go out of business and you got to get somebody else to make those parts. And there's usually some companies that are standing by ready to win a contract, as big as something like General Motors, but that company is not up to snuff and they're overselling their capabilities, right? And then General Motors ends up in a bad position like what is happening now. Here's a Colorado ZR2. Put in the comments what you think about this model. I thought that it kind of looked quite silly, to be honest with you. I don't really love the styling on the ZR2 Colorado. I just feel it's a bit uh, childish in a way, you know. This previous model, it just sort of screams, "Hey, look at me! I'm a off-roady guy," right? Like I don't know. I never dug it. Put in the comments what you think about that. Would you buy this ZR2? Now it does have a good powertrain setup, you know, with the V6 that you can't get anymore. So that's nice. So this is just another situation of garbage quality uh, coming out of vehicles that their prices are absolutely insane. So just imagine that you've paid 80 some thousand dollars for a new truck and now you have to get the engine replaced. And that is just the beginning of the story, right? So you're going to get your engine replaced. Who's to say that they're going to do that right? You know, dealership work quality has gone way downhill because they've been so greedy and they've screwed over their technicians so badly that these people don't give a crap, right? You know, like that's the mindset. And you're going to be doing major engineering, you know, engine overhauls and stuff like that. This is very complex work. People think, oh, you just rip it out and slap her back in there. And yeah, it's not that simple, unfortunately. And these technicians, I'm sure that there's a ton of great ones, but the give a crap factor is totally gone. So I definitely wouldn't be trusting anybody to swap my engine out that I wasn't like standing right there while they're doing it the entire time. I have no faith in dealerships now. Would you get one of these? Wonder how much this thing is. Good Lord. 94,685 bucks. That is a lot of truck there, but for 100 and some odd $1,000, yeah, I probably wouldn't be buying that, especially now. Who knows what's going on with that 6.6 liter, right? So yeah, folks, put in the comments what you think about this whole debacle. General Motors is gonna take some massive hits because of this. That's for sure. I wouldn't be buying any of their vehicles anytime soon. Thanks for watching. We'll see ya.